Patrollers. It's now lunch break at Maricopa County at the Jodi Arias retrial of the death penalty case. We have selected a jury. I've described that in my previous Goal Patrol update, and now we have had the opening of Kurt Nurmi for defendant Jodi Arias. We've also had the most of the opening for Juan Martinez. He's not done yet. We are at lunch recess for another hour and so. And we'll come back and hear that. To summarize what's been going on, of course, as you would expect, the defense is saying excuses, excuses, excuses. This is what mitigates the death. It began almost as if Mr. Nurmi was at a funeral and would have began with similar words as, we are gathered here too. And the lights at one point were very dim as he described this. But whose funeral is he describing? Is it Travis Alexander, who he said loved Jodi Arias very much? Surprisingly, I don't think that's what the facts are going to show, but that's what he said. And then, you know, he talked about all the various reasons why Jodi Arias shouldn't be held accountable. You know, there was even one point at which he said that Jodi Arias was sorrowful. Interestingly, he didn't say that she was sorry. It would have been a very simple thing to say, Jodi is sorry. But that's not something that's ever really come out of Jodi's mouth, except for the fact that she's sorry that she was caught, in my opinion. Now, after that, and he dimmed the lights and showed some stuff with the lights off. Then, interestingly, that's how he ended, with the lights off. Then, when the court called Juan Martinez, boom! Rays of sunshine emerged in the court as Juan Martinez came. And Juan came out punching, as he is always one to do, showing pictures of Travis Alexander's slit throat, in contrast to the warm words that Mr. Nurmi had and the excuses. You know, back on Nurmi for 1 second, I'll tell you that he did get very close to saying how abused Jodi was, and he talked about physical abuse, her father beating her until she was unconscious and her mother not helping. I've always figured that there was some chance in this case, and again, mere speculation, that Jodi was really sexually abused as a child. I can't say any more than that's a speculation, a total speculation, but you know what, it all adds up in this case. It's never been her defense. I once did a Nancy Grace on that about the child abuse and the mental disease. It's just something Nurmi came very close to. Juan Martinez was having none of it. If you summarize what Juan Martinez was saying today, it's what he has always said. Jodi Arias is a murderer and a liar. And of course, he will end up after lunch saying, and she doesn't deserve to live. You should find a death penalty. Now, wrapping up just for this morning, again, I want to remind you, this is a jury mostly of young white women. How that's going to play in the death penalty, I really don't know, but the jury is everything. Young white women are not the most likely to give the death penalty, and on the other hand, Travis Alexander, a very attractive man, and I think Jodi Arias' excuses for why she killed him are not going to be bought by these jurors. So we don't know. When the state has a second bite at the apple, when the state can do this again, they may have the upper hand, because the jury won't have any other way to honor Travis Alexander but to find the death penalty. This jury doesn't decide guilt or innocence. So the other jury, the first jury, could split the baby, so to speak, find guilt, but still hang on the death penalty. This jury will either say death penalty or not. If they hang, there is no death penalty. That's all the state gets, is 2 cracks. Well, we'll be back after lunch with the rest of Juan Martinez is opening, and then, of course, at the end of the day, we'll talk about what evidence, if any, the state is going to put on today. We'll do a spree cast later tonight. Make sure you join us for the Goal Patrol. Jeff Gold, bye.